Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you daily health and information, where daily health is viewed as an ever-changing reality. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. This is Daily Health. Now, all information and resources are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. All information is intended to motivate, encourage, and inspire positive change and a healthier lifestyle. This podcast contains some quotations, images, and/or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Welcome to all my new listeners and all of my day ones. You are listening to Let's Talk's Daily Health. Daily health is really and truly an ever-changing reality, and something is always going on. And so today we're talking about a medication mix-up. Yes, I did say a medication mix-up. And this is a very important story because this affects a lot of people and their health. So there has been an antidepressant and ED medication recall after factory mix-up. And this is a what you need to know. A healthcare firm called Avcare has issued a voluntary recall after a mix-up at a third-party facility. Now, the mix-up involved an antidepressant and erectile dysfunction medication. Only one lot of each medication was affected, and that was according to the notice. Tennessee-based healthcare firm Avcare issued a voluntary recall, and this was on Tuesday, December the 7th, after erectile dysfunction pills containing sildenafil. Now, the name brand for that is Viagra. It was mistakenly packaged with the antidepressant trazodone at an unidentified third-party facility. The mix-up affected a single lot of each drug. Now, that's according to the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. These products have been recalled due to a product mix-up of the listed two separate products inadvertently packaged together during bottling at a third-party facility. Now, that's the statement from the FDA. So the company Avcare, they were tried, to reach, but of course they didn't respond. Now, according to the FDA, unintentionally taking Viagra may pose serious health risks to consumers with underlying medical issues. Now, this is kind of concerning because there are women out there who should not be taking Viagra. And if they're expecting to receive trazodone, but receive Viagra instead, that can turn out to be really bad. Now, the agency specified that sildenafil, yeah, I butchered that name, so I'm just going to say Viagra. But Viagra is the brand name. Now, this could interact with nitrates contained in certain prescription drugs like nitroglycerin, which might lower blood pressure to dangerous levels. People typically use nitrates to treat chest pain, angina, or reduce blood flow to the heart. Now, trazodone is especially risky for older patients. So if there's a man out there expecting to receive Viagra but receives trazodone instead, that could be very risky to his health. So mistakenly using trazodone is especially risky for older adults who are already at higher risk of falling. Now, that's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. These adverse events may be more concerning in elderly patients due to a subsequent increased risk for falls as well as driving impairment. Afcare has not received any reports of adverse events related to this recall. So, what are the side effects of trazodone? They are weakness or tiredness, dizziness or lightheadedness, unsteadiness when walking, uncontrollable shaking of a part of the body. So the biggest concern for someone taking a medication that they thought was Viagra but was actually trazodone would be if they tried to drive a car or perform work tasks a few hours later and found themselves to be too drowsy to safely do so. Yeah, that would be very, very concerning. So, how would you know if you took trazodone accidentally? Well, within the first hour or two, depends on how much they took. One of the principal properties or side effects of trazodone is sedation. Now, it was added that sedation would likely be what they experienced the quickest. Now, it's explained that for that reason that in some cases trazodone is used as a sleep aid because it's not habit forming, and in low doses it generally doesn't have any very significant side effects. Now, there is one potential side effect that is ironic. Now, given the two drugs that were confused, trazodone, interestingly, in high doses, also has a significant instance of prolonged erection, which is ironic since it's being confused with Viagra in the packaging. So, Viagra may not be considered a serious drug. This doesn't mean that the drug can be safely used without a doctor's guidance. The drug significantly affects blood pressure and is also prescribed to improve the ability to exercise in adults with high blood pressure in the vessels carrying blood to the lungs. So, what are the side effects of Viagra? Sudden and severe loss of vision, blurred vision, sudden decrease or loss of hearing. So you definitely want to be on the lookout for this. If you take either of these medications or you know someone who does, please alert them and give them this awareness. So that way we can try and prevent any unnecessary side effects or serious injuries. And this is a serious situation and should be taken as such. So everyone, please be careful and make sure as much as possible that you are getting the correct medication. So if you take either of these two, when you go to pick up your next prescription, ask your pharmacist about this to make sure that you have the right medication, and alert them to this mix-up just in case they are unaware of this. Now, this happened out in Tennessee, so for everyone in Tennessee, definitely check with your pharmacist to make sure they are not involved in this mix-up. Because these pharmacies, they only know what they're receiving and how it's labeled. So they have no control over the factory's mix-up. So don't go yelling at your pharmacist if it is found that your medications have been mistakenly switched for one or the other, because they have no control over what they receive from the factory. All they can do is report. But this is an awareness for you all. So take care and try to remain healthy. You have been listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station. This has been Let's Talk Daily Health, where daily health is viewed as an ever-changing reality. If you would like to get in contact with On One Radio, to email us on oneradiotalk@gmail.com. Place it to the attention of Daily Health. I have been your host, Toni Williams, and thank you for listening. For more, you can find me on YouTube. The name is Toni on One. You can find On One Radio on Facebook, On One's Day One's private Facebook group, WordPress